Dear USA, all nations and 7.9 plus billions of humans, I just want to have this as a generic civil justice sign off. Whatever I want for the civil justice, for I am displaying the USA government errors, public sector errors, private sector errors, and how USA government operations got destroyed, and for displaying the Absolute-Monarchs scandal. I, Vethapriya PROSE, wanted these civil justice to be provided to me. Okay, so I'll just read the sign off so that it will be in all these other sessions. Okay, so for I, Vethapriya PROSE, native Indian tribe, Christian Jew of Israel, Judah, Jerusalem, and true owner of USA, and proved USA is Tamil Nadu, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, have highest impasse eligibility to lead USA. I must be the interim leader of USA now is civil justice served. And for I, Vethapriya PROSE, displayed USA government errors and the scandal of Absolute-Monarchs to USA government. I, Vethapriya PROSE, for civil justice as in Holy Bible guidelines. I, Vethapriya PROSE, want United States of America nation to rename Lord Ripon Building in Tamil Nadu, India, after my name Vethapriya is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, to become the Vatican leader now is civil justice served. And Pope Francis resigns abruptly now is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, become Supreme Chief Civil Judge for all nations, now is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, become Supreme Chief Family Law and Supreme Chief Children Judge for all nations is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, to become Global Poverty Relief Medical Director Chief for all nations, to lead and guide World Bank, United Nations organizations, World Health Organizations, Center for Disease Control, Department of Children Families, Department of Health Services, Department of Justice, Department of Revenue, Department of Agriculture, Department of Imports Export, Department of Military in all nations across the globe is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, to be the ambassador for all nations, starting with India, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, should get dual citizenship of USA and India now is civil justice served. And thank you all for your time. Take care, my dear fellow mankind. I sure will get civil justice for entire human kingdom in 1 minute. Thank you all for your time. Bye for now. Dear USA, all nations and 7.9 plus billions of humans, I hope we are all on the same page on this regard, that I'm providing very, very important, crucial civil justice for myself, and it's a multitasking is the wisdom. With that said, I'll quickly read through the civil justice sign off so that we all can be on the same page. And this civil justice is all about the Apple credit card, Apple debit card, and Apple gift card tax fraud crime. And it is my understanding, it is only during my education, it is because of my education alone, Apple listened and it started its own Apple line of business product for credit card. I am not sure whether the Apple has its own debit card of business, and of course there is a Apple gift card. So this program logic, this is how it goes and checks in the every single checkpoint for the tax fraud, like Apple credit card, check, Apple debit card, check, Apple gift card, check, and then it displays yes, Apple provided tax fraud, like that. Okay, so with that little bit of overview of it, this is one of the accomplishment, isn't it? Because when I was only providing education, and how the software world quietly, silently listened to me and provided lot of changes, and still working on the task I've asked them to do. And this is one of the proof. Apple came up with the Apple credit card. That is just a small baby steps, but there's a long way to go. And I not only provided this education to Apple, entire software world, whoever listened to me very quietly in a silent way, they all getting into that credit card and the debit card mode, and beyond that gift card part of it, because I provided the design solutions. what it is for, why it is for, and what is the scope for, what is the objective for. And that all covers under the classification of design phase 1 itself, right? So design phase 2 and design phase 3, I have to step in and start providing more design process. So software world is aware only I can provide the excellent enterprise software design solutions, and that is why United States of America must sign off the job offer immediately to me. And one side it's going to be a multitasking part of it, right? Because the nation is in crisis mode. I have to step in, I have to guide all the broken government agencies to how to provide the services. I have to fix it, I have to reform, I have to provide the redesign part of it, and I also have to guide the software solutions how to redesign it, right? It's going to be a lot of multitasking, but I only can step in and I only can bail out all the people. So that means Apple provided tax fraud, right? So tell me, yes, it's a $1 trillion giant company today, but then when it is crime, tax fraud crime, it is a tax fraud crime. So that means I already said, each and every single software world are freaked out, fears me only, right? And so that means all the software must only go to the jail. See, I already said in one sentence, when I'm going to shut down Walmart, every software world also will have to be shut down by default. Right? So that means, yes, there's a lot of fans for the Apple products, right? But this tax fraud crime is being provided by Apple. What to do? Everybody's helpless mode. Even I'm helpless mode, right? I'm just displaying the crime access mode. Raw crime. Tax fraud crime. So then, who created this Apple tax fraud crime? It looks like, sounds like Apple. Or it looks like, sounds like Facebook. It looks like, sounds like Google. It looks like, sounds like Microsoft, right? Or any other software platform you can pick and choose that is using finance services like credit card, line of business, or whatever, right? But then the real criminals are Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II. So that is why I have to provide this crime, and I have to sign off the civil justice, and I have to display all the crimes. Remember, I only educated all the crimes must be accumulated. It's already going beyond the sky, right? The crime is deadliest. Yes, Apple product, Apple services, software services provided tax fraud, and I'm displaying that crime. Nobody can escape the justice process, right? So that said, it's already 5 minutes. I'll quickly read through this civil justice sign-off so that we all can be on the same page, right? For the first quarter of 2021, that is January 2021, February 2021, March of 2021, deadliest crime is at fault found guilty Republican government and Democrat of USA and Absolute-Monarchs, Antichrist, Queen Elizabeth II, and Pope Francis created Apple credit card, Apple debit card, Apple gift card tax fraud crime worldwide. Antichrist, Pope Francis created Apple credit card, Apple debit card, Apple gift card tax fraud crime is proved by Vethapriya PROSE. Antichrist, Queen Elizabeth II created Apple credit card, Apple debit card, Apple gift card tax fraud crime is proved by Vethapriya PROSE. So for Vethapriya PROSE proved scandal of Absolute-Monarchs and proved Pope Francis Roman Empire King Herod as of February 2021. Any salary, as in tax-free billions of dollars, USA government can provide effective, immediate, using direct deposit to my bank account to I am Vethapriya PROSE, Native Indian tribe, Israelite tribe, Christian Jew of Israel, Judah, Jerusalem, true owner of all nations worldwide can help me. The scandal phases of Republica, Europe nations worldwide, Republica at fault found guilty, Prostitutes of Europe, USA tax fraud, March of 2021 is proved. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, Apple credit card, Apple debit card, Apple gift card, tax fraud crime provided. Tax fraud is crime is proved by Vethapriya PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, USA Republican government provided. Tax fraud is crime is proved by Vethapriya PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, USA Democrat government provided. Tax fraud is crime is proved by Vethapriya PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, Queen Elizabeth II provided. Tax fraud is crime is proved by Vethapriya PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, Pope Francis provided. Tax fraud is crime crime is proved by I. Vethapriya, PROSE. At fault found guilty of hate and negligence, GOP Mitch McConnell provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I. Vethapriya, PROSE. At fault found guilty of hate and negligence, President Trump 2016 to 2020 and President Joe Biden 2020 to 2024 provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I. Vethapriya, PROSE. At fault found guilty of hate and negligence, Supreme Court Judge Brett Kavanaugh provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I. Vethapriya, PROSE. At fault found guilty of hate and negligence, Roman Province Jesuits organizations of State of Wisconsin, State of Michigan, State of Illinois, State of New York, State of New England, State of Maryland, State of Louisiana, State of Missouri, State of California, State of Oregon provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I. Vethapriya, PROSE. Note: Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis and Apple credit card and Apple debit card and Apple tax gift card provided a tax fraud, created robocall poverty mandate, poverty disabled I. Vethapriya, PROSE on October 2018 is proved for Prostitute-Republica government of USA to steal the rightful Supreme Court judge job of USA on October 2018. The rightful belong to I. Vethapriya, PROSE. Civil law must be provided now without delay. So as of February 2021, civil justice sign-off is I. Vethapriya, PROSE, true civil lawyer, true civil doctor, true civil supreme judge, own the text for ongoing civil justice sign-off. At fault found guilty of hate and negligence, use the Republican government and use the Democrat government, as in Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis and Apple credit card, Apple debit card, Apple gift card, tax fraud, created robocall poverty mandate to I. Vethapriya, PROSE, true civil lawyer, true civil doctor, true civil supreme judge, and Republican government, GOP leader Mitch McConnell, President Trump, Supreme Court Judge Brett Kavanaugh in October 2018 enforced poverty mandate to I. Vethapriya, PROSE abruptly on October 2018, and Republican government of United States of America took away $4,500 on October 2018 abruptly and enforced finance debt of $10,000+ since October 2018, October 2019, October 2020, and as of January 2021, February 2021, March 2021 to I. Vethapriya, PROSE, and also enforced finance disability to I. Vethapriya, PROSE abruptly. So it is a crime for at fault found guilty of hate and negligence, use a Republican government and use a Democrat government, and Queen Elizabeth II, Pope Francis, and Apple credit card, Apple debit card, Apple gift card, tax fraud, crime created, robocall poverty mandate is proved, and so civil justices I. Vethapriya, PROSE want Citibank CEO to pay off my debt $10,000+ and sign off tax free $5,000, and at fault and found guilty of hate and negligence, USA Republican government and USA Democrat government, Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis, and Apple credit card and Apple debit card and a gift card, tax fraud, crime created robocall poverty mandate with fatal negligence, so must sign off tax free $1,500 trillion to be direct deposited in my bank account for all types of damages done by selfish, cunning, Islam, Judaism, absolute monarchs types, wild endangered species, and health creators, and at fault and found guilty Holy Highness God of USA, Queen Elizabeth II, Pope Francis, and Republican government of USA will provide needful help accordingly to be in the same page. So the last of the testimony I want to provide is, you all got it, how it is the software world were silently listening to my wisdom, and they got their task and they're working on the tasks which I only provided. So that is the proof. So they all are aware that I only can provide the patented design. So I gave what are the tasks they have to work, and they are still working on it. And it is baby steps, only a long way to go, but at least they have started to work on those tasks. And one of the tasks is known as the life proof is very recently only Apple came up with the Apple credit card design. So that is a life proof of how worldwide the teams, all the strangers were working as a team effort, and how they were all worldwide, all nations were governments listening to me, my wisdom education only. Okay, because it's all completed in design phase 1. So when I start with the design phase 2 and design phase 3, I will be only providing task after task after task after task for the entire nations and governments and all the people to do. So that means there will not be any delay also. There will not be any lagging time. So that is why it is very, very crucial for United States of America to sign the job offer to me, and Pope Francis, the prostitute, must resign immediately, and must become the Vatican leader, and I must get the Supreme Judge job for all nations, and I must be the Supreme Family Law Judge, and I must be the Supreme Family Children Law Judge, and I must be the Supreme Family Finance Law Judge, and I must be Global Medical Director, Chief Poverty Relief Director for all nations, right? And then I can guide all this thing, guide how the nation should operate, and I can also provide the rightful medical compensation to be provided to each civilian. So it all must be provided as a process. For that, the step one is I must get the job offer signed off. I must get the civil justice according to the Holy Bible guidelines only. And this error display, the tax fraud is it's a deadliest crime. But then your entire human kingdom is witnessing who is behind all this hell creation. Right? It is Pope Francis who created all this hell. So Pope Francis should resign any moment. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, must be the Vatican leader any moment. And that is the civil justice served to me according to the Holy Bible civil justice guidelines. Okay? Thank you all for your time. Take care. Bye for now.